What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's a brand new episode of the MMA Complex. My name is Josh,
I'm James.
and it's June the 14th, 2017. Glad to be here, man. How you doing?
Good. It's a hot one today, man. It's every year I dread summer.
Yeah.
Um, I hate being hot, and walking over to the studio, I felt it. Um, so I think when you're getting ready, I was kind of passing out, but I got some water in me. I feel good. I'm excited to talk some MMA. How things with you, man?
Good.
I was talking to Josh before the show about your videos on Instagram. Those of you guys who don't follow Josh on Instagram, it's a must. It's a must TV, man. 'Cause
I
this
should,
guy,
I guess, promote my Instagram.
you should because
It's I guess it's a personal Instagram, but
your food videos are one of my favorites for sure.
I guess it's yeah. Or maybe I should get Snap. I'll get a Snap and then I'll promote the Snap.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah, I might just do a Snap.
In the life of Josh, daily, because yeah, I mean, if you guys, most of you guys, I mean, maybe all you guys don't know Josh. You guys like to go eat, like you guys are.
I like to I like to go eat a lot and then I post a lot of food and
Yeah.
but I don't really just take pictures all that much. I do like little
Videos.
videos where it's like where you like to call it where I'm like you're diving into the food.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
you're
almost like you're driving. If you're like an insect and you're driving through his food, it's amazing. I showed some of my coworkers and we're all fans of his. So when you
Yeah,
get your Snapchat going,
I gotta get a Snapchat. I gotta talk to everybody has Snapchat and I've been holding out for a long while.
I mean, if because I mean, like you use the Instagram, so it's the exact same thing.
Exact same thing.
Same thing.
Can you post from Snapchat to Instagram?
I don't think you can.
No.
I think that they're two complete different companies, and they want to kind of do their own. I think
Okay.
that's why Instagram did their stories to compete with Snapchat.
Okay, that's
But
fine. Okay.
but yeah, I mean, as far as the filters and how you work it, it's the same thing. You just record, take a picture, and then you add it to your story.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should. I
And
think
like you can create like your own little cartoon too of yourself as your avatar,
as Avatar.
and then you can like add it to your pictures and photos to kind of make it. It's
Huh.
cool. I mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I never got it, and then I think this is my rookie year for Snapchat, and I enjoy it
Yeah.
tremendously.
The,
But,
the one thing I know that the Snapchat has on the others is the amount of filters
oh, there's so many
that they
filters.
offer.
It's
Yeah.
funny seeing these guys with their little like squirrel mat faces and stuff, and
Yeah.
like they put flowers in their heads. Come on, dude,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, how was your week, man? What'd you do?
What did I do? Not much. I was sick most of last week. I'm still hasn't gone
Recovering?
away completely. But I haven't taken any medicine, so I've just been fighting it naturally. That's why it's been taking so long, I think.
I hate being sick, especially when it's so hot outside. It's the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, but no, I haven't really done much. Just had a few days off early last week, and then just been working. And past couple days I've been off, just chilling. Not
I
much.
ate so much over the weekend. It was my girlfriend's birthday, so they had like a party
Yeah,
on Saturday, and they bought a brand new smoker.
that's
They had,
right.
like,
That's right. You guys are doing like a
yeah,
big old
steaks
barbecue,
and oh my god, I was devouring everything. And then her mom made like homemade flan, homemade arroz con leche, rice and milk, rice pudding.
That's probably one of my favorites. Yeah, I like flan, but the what's it? Arroz con leche.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's really good.
yeah, it was so good. And then
Especially when they have cakes made out of it, like
yeah. Well, I think she had like a one piece
Or
cake that
the-
anime that she watches. And
Oh,
Friday,
she had a cake that was made like
yeah,
decorated in one
that,
piece.
yeah, that skull.
Did
logo.
she like the gifts that you got her?
Oh yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then I got her a one piece backpack. I had to go to Brand Mall. It was a fucking mission, but it was cool. And that's on Joey Diaz on Friday. It was
That's all right.
amazing. I got hackled, but it was cool.
Yeah, you guys are in the front row, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I posted on Snapchat. I should have done Instagram too, but yeah, like I could actually
Yeah, if you don't
put
follow James on Snapchat, you should.
I could put
Or
my
Instagram.
my foot on the stage was cool. But Joey Diaz killed it, man. I was fanboying the whole time.
Where was it? It was in Brea.
The Brea Improv, yeah,
Brea
it's a pretty good venue.
Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like him, right? For the most part, he
Um,
had like an opener, and that was about it, right?
Yeah, but the opener had like 20 minute set. I
Okay.
think Dean Del Rey, and then the girl that was hosting it was Katie something. She's from the Playboy Channel, but she's also a comedian.
Okay.
She was pretty funny too. 2 drink minimum, but we
Yeah.
we did the whole like if you buy the souvenir cup, it counts for 2 items. So we did that.
Oh, you did that. Okay.
It's so $25 I dropped.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we ate before. Her mom bought us food before,
Yeah.
so we ate before we went to the show. Um,
Comedy clubs kind of or run themselves almost like a strip club,
yeah.
where they do the entrance, 2 drink minimum,
Hmm.
and then you can enjoy the show.
Yeah, the thing that I like about it is that you can't say it where you want to say it. They kind of sit
Yeah,
you.
they sit you where
I
you
didn't know
want.
that.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
thought that if I knew that, I would have came late
Yeah.
because they said I was right in the front. I was like, God, this is too close.
Oh, you don't like being that close?
No, just for the fact that I don't want to be heckled
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then like they it was a table of four, so we were sitting with other couples, and they're like right because the table wasn't big. It's a small table.
Yeah.
It's like our studio desk.
Yeah.
It's awkward sitting right across from complete strangers.
Yeah. It is awkward, isn't it?
Yeah,
They comedy clubs do that where they.
to see you
I
with
mean,
other people,
I always get there a little. I wouldn't say late, but
not
yeah,
too early.
not too early to where I miss the good seats, like the middle ones.
Hmm.
So I end up getting put somewhere on the sides, which is fine. But yeah, the comedy clubs, what they do is they sit you. If you have a two people group or you have 2 person group, they'll sit you with like 2 3 other people. You have no idea who these people are, and then they're just
Yeah,
random, and then you kind of have to like. It's kind of awkward.
it is, especially when like your date or the person you're with has to go to the restroom, and you're like, oh God.
Yeah,
It happened a
yeah,
couple of times, but
yeah. Or
they're cool.
I mean, a lot of times you can strike a conversation and the person's, but a lot of times you're not talking to the people and they're just
Yeah, I
there.
mean, we kind of just talked a little bit, but that was it. But once the show starts, like you kind of forget about who you're sitting with and
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
just pay attention to the
yeah,
comedian. But
yeah.
it was good times. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I want to see him again.
I've never been to the Brea Improv. I've only been
It's a good
to
venue. It's a nice venue.
I go to Comedy Store a lot, um, and Ice House, Pasadena.
Mm.
I've been to both of those.
I
But
think he's playing um, the Ace House this week. $10.
who?
Joey Diaz.
Oh, Joe it is. Nice. Tonight, where there was a good lineup tonight. I forgot who it was. It was like a secret show.
Oh, really?
I think it was at the Comedy Improv,
Oh,
or no,
nice.
the Comedy Store. I forgot who it was. It was a really good lineup, but they always. I mean, LA is full of comedians. They're full of like, I mean, big names weekly.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
multiple times a week.
yeah. I mean, it is a hotbed for comedy.
Yeah,
And then right now, I think it's comedian and comedy in general is really at its high peak.
yeah, and you pretty much we're. What's nice about LA is that there's so many locations and so many towns that you can go to Pasadena, Brea, Long Beach, Hollywood,
They're about
and
20
it's
minutes
just
away.
they're all about 20 minutes away from each other. Um, I mean, we live kind of like smack dab in the center of it all,
Yeah,
and then it's not that expensive, and you have all the big names that live in the area, so it's cool.
yeah.
It's cool. I
Really
should go more
fortunate.
often. I go off. Last year I went a lot. I went to a few, like at least 4 or 5 times. But this year I think I haven't gone this year.
That was fun
So I
times.
should go. Um, but other than that, we had the fights over the weekend. I caught those. Um, Pretty decent card. It kind of went kind of fast, but the big fight of the weekend was the main event. Mark Hunt, Derek Lewis. Went what round did it end? Like
Um,
fourth, I think, or fifth.
yeah, it ended like late in the rounds because
Late in the
I
rounds, yeah.
know, yeah, I know it wasn't a decision; it was a TKO, right?
Yeah, it was a TKO. What'd you think about the stoppage?
Um, I wanted to continue just because I wanted Derek Lewis to win. I mean, it seemed like he hurt him, but he was still on his feet when they stopped the fight.
Yeah.
I guess he wasn't defending himself the
No,
way.
he wasn't, but it was hard to tell if he was hurt or if he was
Espe-
just exhausted.
yeah, I mean, especially watching the Travis Brown fight where Travis Brown hit him in his ribs pretty hard,
Yeah.
and
He could
I
take
think,
punishment for sure.
yeah, and I think that fight, I mean, if it had stopped, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
So like you can tell that he can take punishment pretty good. I think it was more like you said, him being tired than hurt.
Yeah. I mean, the stoppage I thought was a little quick. It was a little too soon. I mean, they were in
New Zealand.
yeah, they were in his home area, I guess. Um, but I thought it ended a little too soon. I mean, obviously Derek Lewis wasn't. He didn't argue the stoppage. He didn't fight it in any way. He kind of just accepted it, and you could tell when the ref stopped it that he was kind of relieved that it was over. but he was still pretty aware of where he was at. He was covering up, but Moles just kind of moving out of the way and taking some shots. But I thought it was stopped a little early. I would have liked to have Mark Hunt actually had a more of a definitive stoppage and gave him the chance to do it. I know nobody's really talking about the stoppage that much, but I thought it was a little early.
Yeah, no, same here. I mean, it
Same
was
result, but I thought it was a little early.
yeah. I mean, good for Mark Hunt. He gets a win
Yeah.
under his belt.
And we
Over
kind of counted him out, no?
yeah, I counted him out just because of
Yeah.
all the stuff that he was going through. I mean, going with outside the cage, and but he wasn't in his hometown
Mm-hmm.
place in New Zealand. He was fighting a hot prospect in Derek Lewis,
Yeah.
who I think everyone or a lot of people were picking him to win the fight. But I don't know. I know Derek Lewis retired, but it's I think it was more emotional than anything, emotional response more than anything.
Yeah.
And he's the kind of guy that he has. He's still kind of young. He's a heavy hitter. He's got to work on your conditioning. And that's it. And I think he can go back to where he was
Yeah.
before that fight.
Yeah, definitely. He's very talented, light on his feet. Got some videos of him doing backflips
Trampoline.
in the what was it, a pool?
Oh, I
I
saw
think he
one on
did. Oh,
trampoline.
he saw
Yeah.
one on a trampoline. Yeah, I couldn't do no backflip. So, I mean, for being a big guy like that, very talented, tough. I mean, yeah, just conditioning. He needs to work on his conditioning because that was the one thing that really hurt him in this fight. But obviously, it was a back and forth fight. Anybody would have been tired. Mark Hunt's used to those kind of fights, and Derek Lewis is something new for Derek Lewis. So, um, I think I can see why he probably wanted to retire. I mean, just because emotional, it's an emotional fight. He wanted this fight. I think he had a lot of what do you call it? Like
Momentum.
he had a lot of momentum, and that kind of just all goes away right now. So uh, that's obviously got to be discouraging. And then he probably felt like he had a good chance of winning, and it didn't go his way. So
But a lot of times, losing a fight like that, it kind of opens your eyes to see what you got to work on. And plus, it's a heavyweight division. It's not like you're fighting the lightweight division where every guy is a killer and a contender. The heavyweight division, you win a couple fights, you're back up there already. So you just gotta work on your conditioning and pick your fights.
I think
Pretty
there's a
smart.
if for in terms of his next matchup, if they would have put Francis Ngannou against him, I don't think it would be a bad time to do it.
No,
I think if
the
if he would have won, I wouldn't do it. Um, but since he lost, I mean, why not? You know,
I agree.
yeah,
I mean, they're both pretty big prospects right now in the heavyweight division.
yeah.
They both have name value, and I
And
think a win over Francis would take him back to the spot where he was at,
yeah,
or maybe a little higher.
yeah. And then if Francis could get a win off him, then that puts Francis even higher than
Top 10, yeah.
in the top 10. So I think now that Derek Lewis, at least one of the two prospects lost, that gives I think the clear to make that matchup if they wanted to. But I don't know if they're going to though. They're talking about JDS and Francis Ngannou. I don't know if I like that one. I don't like that one. Yeah, I would rather do the Mark Hunt JDS rematch,
Yeah, definitely.
and then Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis. I think that would be the best matchup right there.
I agree.
But the fight was on FS1. I think this weekend's fight's on Fight Pass,
Hmm.
which I don't know. We'll talk about this weekend's fight in just a bit, but
The best fight pass card in
it's
history.
a pretty good Fight Pass card.
Solid.
I don't know. I just don't think they. I don't know. It's a kind of if they would have switched it around,
Yeah, I mean,
it'd have been better.
that would have been way better. Having Derek Lewis and Mark Hunt fight on fight pass would be,
It would be way better.
yeah,
Yeah.
it makes more sense too.
But we'll talk about that Holly Holm card in just a bit. Another news. You have Mayweather Promotions that just came out with a date set for August 26th, and they haven't. It's been approved by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, but they haven't determined or haven't come out and confirmed what fight's going to be added onto that night. But could we assume that it's going to be the Mayweather and McGregor?
I mean, you have to. I mean, Mayweather said that the only fight he's interested in of coming back is fighting Conor
Yeah.
McGregor. I think a lot of people, especially myself, I'm kind of sick of hearing this whole back and forth. I just want them to
Mhm.
fight or don't fight. So I think hopefully this is a good start to maybe this fight happening.
Yeah.
Um, and I hope it does happen so he can get over with and he can come back to the, or maybe not, I don't know if he will or will not come back to MMA, but I want to see that happen. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But let's get something, let's get anything straightened out.
Hmm. No, well, I gotta give them props. Even though we've been hearing about it for a long while, it's been maybe what, a year, if that. I mean, a year or a little bit more than a year than since the first fight. This fight hasn't even been uttered in public. But I mean, you look at how long it took for Mayweather and Pacquiao to happen. I mean, years.
Yeah,
It took years,
I took
and
years.
that I was sick of it because that was the only fight boxing fans could even
Hold on to
hold on to. That was their last like little
ditch effort. Yeah,
ditch effort to maintain mainstream status, I guess, for boxing. Now they're doing pretty well. They got a lot of fighters that have come up, and they're making pretty exciting matchups here and there. But for the longest, it was just Mayweather Pacquiao. That's the only fight that any casual boxing fan could even talk about. They didn't know anybody else. They didn't know any other matchups other than that fight, and that was so annoying
yeah,
about them.
and I think that fight didn't happen because I don't think Mayweather wanted to fight him, and I
No,
think he wanted a certain amount of money, so I think that's why it took so long.
yeah,
With
this
this
one.
fight, he wants to fight.
If this one happens in August, I mean, that I give them props for even be able to make that fight in that short amount of time.
Yeah,
And regardless of the outcome, I think it's gonna be a fun fight.
the build-up's
Um,
gonna be probably
the build up's gonna be
better
amazing.
than the fight.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm excited if it's gonna get confirmed and then they start the build up and all the promotions and oh man, it's gonna be the trash talk. Oh,
I know. I think
oh
McGregor's gonna smash him with the trash talk.
yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
Call him like a midget and stuff like
Yeah, and I mean, maybe
that.
If Connor loses his fight, I mean, he's gonna make so much money.
Who
It's not even gonna
cares?
fucking matter.
Nah,
No,
I don't see him coming back to the UFC.
you're
Anyways,
fighting one of the greatest boxers of all time. It
it's a win-win.
it's a win-win. I mean,
No one expects you to win.
no one expects him to win, even though he's a talented fighter in his own right. There's two different sports. I get it, but I mean, there is also a chance that Connor could do pretty well in the fight.
I'm gonna pick Connor. I'm not gonna count him out.
Yeah, yeah, me neither. And I mean, it depends on what the like. I know the gloves
Have to
that
do a
takes
lot.
away from his power a little
Mhm.
bit. Um, I would love to have seen it like in a maybe a ring, MMA gloves
With kicks,
with no ground,
just
just
kicks,
hands,
just hands,
just hands. That'll be
or
interesting.
a boxing match, but using the UFC gloves.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
either one. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, boxing gloves. Yeah, yeah, and like a boxing
MMA gloves.
ring. Yeah, yeah, almost like a pride setting,
Yeah,
but with no ground game, no ground fighting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, then it'll be over.
that would have been interesting because I mean even Mayweather would still have a chance in that. I think.
Yeah, but I think I like Connor because no one ever attacks Mayweather. I mean,
No.
Connor goes forward and he looks for the knockout.
Hmm.
And I think in boxing, you look at Mayweather's past opponents, they kind of wait for him. Or that's why it's always a 12 round fight of nothing because
Yeah.
Mayweather's a counter fighter.
I'm
And
hoping that Connor can last conditioning wise though, because they go a long time. They go 12
12
rounds,
rounds, and he's like 3 minute rounds. I think.
3 minutes each. I mean, and depending on how the pace of the fight is, which I don't think it's going to be that back and forth of a battle. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I want to see. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for the promotion.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'm most excited for. And if it's in August, I think it's pretty soon. There's not a whole lot of time to build up, so they got to confirm it, start promoting it. I mean, you got the next like month or month and a half to 2 months.
Yeah,
Oh, you got the next 2 months to promote.
that's true.
That should be a good one. So, the date's been confirmed. The fight has not been confirmed yet, so that's another thing. But I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that a lot. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um. Also, the news. What else is there in the news?
Um,
Got some other things, right? There's a bunch of other stuff.
yeah, the whole Bellator. We'll talk
Oh,
about Bellator.
oh yes, yes, that's right. If you guys don't know, Mike Goldberg, formerly of the UFC
Yeah,
commentator, color commentator, and Mauro Ranallo, um,
Former Pride
former
commentator,
Pride combat fight, fight commentator
former
and
WWE.
yeah, WWE promoter or commentator, and what, New Japan? Does he do New Japan too?
Yeah, he was a former New Japan.
Pro
And
wrestling and MMA. He's always
yeah,
done. Yeah.
and he also did Bret Hart, Stu Hart's promotion. Stampede. He
Mm.
was their first commentator there.
Yeah. So both of them
Oh,
have been,
and Glory Kickboxing.
yeah, and Glory Kickboxing. Both of them have been hired by Bellator to be color commentators. Very big move by Bellator. Scoop up Mike
Yeah.
Goldberg,
Oh
which
yeah.
we kind of, when the UFC let him go, we kind of suspected that that might be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean it's a big gain for Bellator. Obviously, have a
What if they get Rogan?
big name. Oh my God, that'd be insane.
What if they get Rogan? Because Rogan he's only been doing year by year.
Yeah, but Rogan's he's loyal to Dana White. That's his friend.
Yeah, he's friends with Dana
I
White.
don't see him doing it. I think. Well, who knows?
Who knows,
Who
man?
knows? He doesn't have to travel internationally.
He could just go to Sacramento
Yeah.
or San Jose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's a possibility once you have cash in your face, because we know Bellator has that Viacom
Well,
machine.
Bellator will throw him a deal out there that's gonna
Yeah, they make him think
gonna pay
twice
a
about
lot.
his loyalty to anybody.
Yeah,
But who knows? I mean, it's a possibility. I think getting Goldberg, someone that casual fans and hardcore fans alike,
they know who
he
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 is.
is the voice of mixed martial arts, whether it
Yeah,
be Pride, whether it be UFC, Bellator. He's the guy that people know and have come to recognize in MMA fights. And Mauro Ranallo, a respected guy in his own right, with kickboxing, pro wrestling, and MMA. I mean, look at back in the MMA's
hmm,
golden age era with Pride. I mean, him and Boss
him and
were
Boss.
were were the voices of our childhood growing up
Yeah,
and
him,
listening.
Boss, and what's it called? One of the other commentators, the fight professor. Um,
Oh yeah, the fight. We just saw him at that book signing we went to with Josh Gross.
I don't know the name escapes me, but yeah, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, sure, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people know who Morrow is now, especially now that he had that WWE stint for a year or
Hmm.
so. I think those two guys are tremendous pickups. I'm not a big fan of Mike Goldberg's work, but again, people know who he is. He's up
Yeah.
there, and it brings. I mean, this sounds crazy, but it brings some legitimacy to Bellator because having Mike Goldberg just there be kind of weird.
It's
Him
better than
calling,
having um, people who. I mean, the only person that we know is Jimmy Smith.
but even casual fans don't know who he is.
Yeah, even casual fans barely know who he is.
So I think all the Mike Goldberg fans from the UFC are going to be intrigued to hear him on the Bellator platform. So
Hmm.
it's all good. I mean, Bellator, you know, they're obviously the number two behind the UFC, and they're making strides, and I think they're giving the UFC a run for their money.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I mean, they're really giving them a run for the money, scooping up their top talent. They got Roy Nelson. They got a lot of big names.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know what's going to really push them over the edge though, because the UFC still has the brand name. That's the thing that really sets them apart. No matter what fighters they get, even if they got Bellator got GSP, it's almost like, is it, what are they going to be able to make as much of an impact as the UFC would? And UFC still has a brand name, so I don't even know how they can clear that hurdle.
I think once Bellator picks up guys like John Jones, those guys, those top tier fighters of the
Hmm.
UFC, I think that'll be the beginning of the end for the UFC.
I think
Because
so.
yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, like UFC holds a value in its own name, just by their name. But
Yeah.
when you start seeing those top guys that you tune in to watch to the UFC, jeez, when you tune in to watch the UFC, and you see the fighters are gone and going to Bellator, that you're
Yeah.
gonna automatically want to see those fighters in Bellator. So I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
see what happens, I guess.
And one of the things that we should talk about um, before this weekend's fight is the fact that Holly Holm, one of MMA's biggest female stars, who's on a three fight losing streak
Yeah, three fighters this
nowadays,
week. Yeah,
is going into her her upcoming fight against Betch Correa in a pretty much a must-win fight. And we're gonna go over the card right after this. But um, what do you think about the stakes for Holly in this fight and what she needs to do in terms of because she has a potential obviously to be one of the biggest stars in MMA for sure, but she has had a rough patch as of late. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's crazy to if you look back to that summer in Australia when she knocked out Ronda Rousey, and she became a star instantly.
Instantly.
Yeah, she went on that media run. She was seen with like stars like Jimmy Lee Fox, other people,
Yeah.
um, and she was at the highest of the high. And then now she's the complete opposite. Although that fight, she's still getting traction from that fight, from that Ronda fight. I mean,
She is.
people know who she is now. She's a girl that knocked out Ronda Rousey, put away her career, and I think she has a lot to lose now, especially when her fighting a girl like Betch Correa, someone that a lot of people kind of like.
Are counting out
She's
right now,
a
especially.
gatekeeper in the
Yeah.
division, so if she can't beat her, it's a red flag again. I think, and then I think she could be cut or maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know if the UFC ever cut her. I don't know. You think?
No,
She's too.
she's
She's
like the
too.
UFC darling.
Yeah. Plus, she's too marketable. I
Mhm.
mean, if Bellator scooped her up,
Oh, forget it.
forget it. Forget it. So, um, yeah, this is a definitely a must win for her. I mean, I didn't expect her to drop three in a row, especially coming off of the Ronda fight. But you look at
The
but
people
I
she
mean,
fight.
I can forgive her for the Misha Tate fight, and I'm not saying forgive, but I can excuse her for the Misha Tate fight because Misha Tate's a tough opponent.
And she was winning that fight up until
Yeah, and she was winning the
the
fight up
choke.
until the choke. Um, and then you look at the other fights that she's had, with against Valentina, who's a top contender,
Yeah.
obviously fighting for the title next.
I,
Um,
and I think that fight was kind of too soon for her.
yeah, right after
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, and then you had the Jermaine Deroname fight, which was kind of a controversial fight because there's a lot of Jermaine did a lot of stuff in the fight that was kind of
Dirty.
dirty, so it's kind of just been unfortunate for her. But her style is, I mean, it hasn't changed all that much. She hasn't really evolved in her style. I think it's fairly simple to figure out. She does a lot of the push kicks, side kicks. Her combinations are fairly the same. I mean, it's not really difficult for people to figure out her overall MMA game.
Hmm.
And maybe she's just a little too defensive. I don't know what it is, but I think this fight is a good fight for her to bounce back from. Betch is a name in the division. She's not liked necessarily by even casual fans, hardcore fans.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what Holly Holmes does with this. I'm wondering if some. I know she's got the stardom is still there, but I wonder how much of it is still there. Like, is Jamie Foxx still inviting her over to parties and
Yeah.
all this shit? Is she still TMZ's not following her around anymore? So it's like
Yeah. I
that
mean,
shit. It's crazy how fast that goes away.
yeah, I know. I mean, but she needs to win this fight, and then we'll see how she progresses. I think. I don't know. Do you think she'll fight at 145 and leave the division, or do you think she'll fight?
No,
She'll want to challenge Amanda Nunes for that.
I think she'll just stay at 135
She
and just
should,
yeah.
because she's a big 135er, but she's a small 145
She's a
pound.
small 145er, and I mean you already know who the beast of that 145-pound division is, and I don't think anybody wants it.
Then again, I think that Cyborg and Holly Holm fight would be a very big fight.
It'll be a very big fight if she can have a winning streak going. I mean, I think things would have been a lot better for Cyborg if Holly would have won because I think they would have made the Holly and Cyborg fight like right away.
Hmm.
But since he didn't, and Jermaine's kind of holding out, it's kind of it leaves Cyborg in a bad place because there's no one to market her with, and then there's no one to there's not really any other big names in the division, and you got the champion that's holding out. But I don't know. I'm excited to see this fight. I'm curious to see how Holly's going to perform. Let's just go over the card right now. It's UFC Fight Night 111. It's in Singapore, which is in one championship's home area.
Oh
So
yeah, that's true.
I know.
That's crazy.
Anytime they go to Asia, there's always like, oh, who's is a UFC, going
Trying to
into
compete.
trying to compete and going into one's territory,
Yeah.
which in a little bit, and in a lot of ways they are, but and they're coming in with a pretty good card. But I think one is there all the time. So I mean, it's not like
Hmm.
there's not really. I don't think the UFC can compete unless they don't go there that often. So this is their one time every 2 year fight in Singapore. So or Malaysia or any of those other Asian territories.
Yeah, one of Quinn's going to the fights.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
Kui.
but UFC Fight Night 111, Holly Holm versus Betch Kohea. You have Rafael Dos Anjos and Tarek Safadine opening up the main card. Who do you have for this one?
Oh man, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Rafael dos Anjos.
I think so too. I like Tarek Safadine, um, but I would go Rafael Dos Anjos. Overall, I think his skills are just, especially with his ground game and his wrestling, if he could go in there and put his overall game on Tarek, I think it'll be tough for Tarek to
Yeah.
last the entire fight. Um, yeah, I'll go Rafael. And then Colby Covington versus Don Young Kim.
I've always been a Dong Young Kim fan, even though people don't like his style. He's kind of, he's slow, and a lot of people consider his fights kind of boring. But I like his style. He's a big guy. He has excellent judo. He's very strong on top, and he has a lot of experience in the UFC.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna pick Dong Young Kim to win this fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dong Young Kim too. I'm a fan of the Korean fighters. I think in terms of Asian fighters, I think they're producing some of the best quality talent. Dong Young Kim has kind of led that scene out of Korea. So he's still a top-notch fighter, good stand-up, excellent ground game. So
Yeah.
Colvin Covington's a good fighter, but I'm gonna go with Dong Young Kim on this one, veteran of the UFC already. So
Right.
Andre Arlovsky versus Marcin Tibura.
Oh man.
Tibura.
It's crazy seeing Aronofsky like his like emerging again and having that small little win streak before he lost. Um, I'm gonna go Aronofsky, even though I don't.
It's hard to put money on him right now because he's been very inconsistent and he's been losing pretty convincingly,
Yeah.
getting kind of TKO'd and all that. So I mean, I got to go with Arlovsky just because I like him. But Marcin is a formidable contender, which could easily win the fight. So.
Yeah.
Holly Holm, Betch Kohea.
Holly Holm can be tricky. Her fighting style can be tricky for some fighters. And seeing the way Betch Korea kind of moves forward and kind of leaves herself open like that, it's a money shot for Holly Holm. So I see Holly Holm knocking her out via leg kick or head kick or a
Ooh,
TKO.
that's a good one. I get to see her kind
Just
of.
because Betch Korea doesn't really defend herself that well.
She doesn't. Yeah. I could probably go see Holly Holm doing an overall unanimous decision. I think she'll probably outpoint her. Probably out dance around Betch Kohea, outclass her, and I think probably end up picking up the decision win. Stopping her, I mean, she could with a one shot type of thing, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't see her stopping her. I'll probably go with a decision. Holly Holm. Yeah, a much needed victory if she gets it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And if she loses, I don't know I don't know where she goes from here.
I think, where does she go from here?
Where do you go? I mean, you dropped 4 in a row.
'Cause I think, to be honest, I think this fight kind of favors Holly Holm in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fight. I think this fight is booked for Holly to win. Just judging on Betch Korea's style.
Yeah.
And how she just leaves herself open when she goes forward.
Yeah, definitely.
And Holly Holm is a counter striker, so it's just a recipe for her to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Holly Holm. I think she's got to win this one, especially for the UFC's sake and
For her sake too.
For her sake, most
Yeah.
of all. So, but that's the show. I want to thank you guys all for watching, for listening. Go to themmacomplex.com. Pick up the new shirts. Watch our show, listen to our show. It's all there. Go to the hollowrockair.com. Use the promo code complex15 to get 15% off your order. We have a winner for last week's contest. So
Yes.
thank
Leave-
you, thank you
Yeah,
for
thank-
for participating, and we're gonna you're gonna get some goodies. So you know who you are. We already kind of got in contact with the winner. So
Yeah, I think his name is Livingston, I believe.
Livingston.
So Livingston, congratulations. We'll send you your package. And yeah, thanks for playing.
We're gonna get a lot of goodies. So
Yeah.
hopefully we're gonna pick up some. We're gonna send you some Hollow Rock stuff too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then also follow Hollow Rock on Instagram and their Facebook page. But you can follow us on Instagram, MMA Complex. I mean on Instagram. I'm sorry. You can follow us on Twitter, MMA Complex James. Follow him, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, all under the MMA Complex. And if you get a chance, follow this guy on Instagram.
or when I get a Snapchat.
Or Snapchat.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. Send me a message. Find me.
Yeah.
I'll probably tag myself on the next
Yeah. Follow him,
promotion for the show.
and you'll be hungry all day.
Yeah. So,
But yeah.
but I gotta get a Snapchat. Promise I will. I'll get one,
Alright.
So, thank you guys all for attending the show and watching the show, and see you guys all next week.
All right. Enjoy the fights.